Yo, what's the deal, YouTube? It's your boy E from Mr. Real. Hope y'all doing well out there, man. Hope y'all surviving and doing whatever you can do to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? As you can see from the title, we're gonna talk about this very interesting topic that I think is gonna dominate this whole week. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the most insightful we have look into the night or morning. Takeoff was killed. R.I.P. This is a first person account, you know what I'm saying? Jay Prince Jr. was there, Mike Prince Sr. was there, or I don't know if he's a Mike Prince Sr., but Mike Prince was there, and they sat down with $1 million worth of game with Gilly and Wallow. First of all, like there's just optics, you know what I'm saying? Like it's the media, like we're dealing with media, we're dealing with public perception. Everything's played over social media. These are artists, these are celebrities, right? So that matters. Whether they care, because I don't think Jay Prince Sr. cares. Like, this was a gangster interview. Like, this wasn't like no apology sympathy tour. But I'm gonna get to that. Yeah. So just off rip, they made Gilly and Wallow fly to them. They had to come to Houston to do the interview. Gilly, the whole interview is doing the most somber voice, like, because it's a touchy subject. I feel like this interview is happening a little too soon. I think Quavo should have been the first person to have spoke about this interview. I mean, about the topic of what happened that night. But they did. The Prince family, from what I gathered, is they're basically saying, yo, we ain't got nothing to do with Takeoff being killed. Don't put that jacket on us because we ain't having it. And if you got problems, we stand on business and we giving it to you how you want it. Like, Jay Prince Sr. came on some gangster shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot was cleared up as far as how the internet made us feel, as far as if you remember, like the internet made us, when the night happened or the shooting happened, there was like a video of Jay Prince walking past Quavo, like, you know, morning, like trying to keep Takeoff together. You know what I'm saying? They were like, yo, look how he just walked past him. Like, yo, he doesn't even care. That they did that. Like they've cleared their name as far as they're still good with Takeoff's family. They're still, or for Quavo and P, they've had a sit down CEO QC from P from QC and Quavo after this whole thing has happened, you know. But on the night at question, Jay Prince Jr. he was with Quavo at the hospital. I'm gonna play that clip right now.
Quavo went him to the hospital. Y'all still was together after that.
I stayed with Quavo. We stayed out there probably like 2 or 3 hours together before we all parted ways and made sure each other was cool. Like, me and him stayed out there. Like, one other person pulled up, but it was me and him that stayed out there for hours after this transpired. So, yeah.
So like I was saying, as far as like the perception thing is what I'm saying. Like, they have the right to wear what they want to wear. But this is like I think they've spoken about this on other platforms, but this is the one that the culture is going to see. This is going to be a lot of people's first time hearing you guys speak, you know, and on Takeoff dying, and y'all saying y'all love him like a brother, and you know he's family. The presentation of this is just wrong. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to come into bust downs. You just don't, bro. Like, it just looks wrong. Like, you guys 5 bust down chains. And Pops wasn't there that night, and he don't need to be there to hear talking about it. Because if you watch the full interview, he's just on some gangster shit. Mike Prince in the middle, like, whether you believe he's being sincere or not, he knew how to act as far as like, yo, remorseful. He's remembering the night, and he's showing like remorse, whether he feels guilty for what they did or not. But he's showing that, yo, like, he wish it really never happened. Pops ain't come on that type of time. Like, Jay Prince Sr. he's on that gangster time. Bro brought paperwork. You know what I'm saying? He's basically letting niggas in Atlanta know, like, yo, y'all do this talking to the cops. He's snitching. He tried to tell us, basically said that the dude said that they was gonna rob him. That he thought they was gonna rob Quavo, and that's why he pulled out his gun. And Jay Prince, whoever their shooter was from their side, they standing with him. Like, I'm pretty sure they gonna make sure he's taking care of his lawyer fees. Cause when you watch the interview, you gonna hear that how they feel. Like, yo, y'all dude hit this dude first, and we reacted. And he keeps saying during the interview that When Takeoff gets a chance, when Quavo gets a chance to speak, he's gonna validate what we saying. Like he's not even like you. I just feel like yo, this is some bully shit.
Mad about that and wanted to come back and do some things. So they was there with the homie, and whenever he decide to speak, he gonna validate everything we saying. Quavo, you know what I mean? Because he know he was never abandoned. He know he was never disrespected. He know every time he have came to Houston, it been nothing but love and respect. That's why he came so many times.
When you hear Houston,
You know, so they also speak about what I was about to ask him about the whole checking in thing. You know, he says, yo, like I'm not with that checking in shit. That, you know, his thing's respect. All his relationships are built on respect. Bro, I just think Senior didn't need to be here, bro. Like when you watch the interview, man, like he's just even on some shit like they're talking about like all his chains. Well, they didn't. He just started talking about it. And then, you know, he takes a little shot at Meg Thee Stallion. Like, you know, he's wearing the 1501 chain. Yo.
You know what I mean? All these related. You know, all this here, these bosses. This here, that's,
all boss brands.
That's Drake. Carl Crawford, 1501, that's Megan Boss.
Bro, like, my thing is, like, bro, I know this whole interview is just, like, yo, this is a really, like, the Prince family is what the title of the interview is called. But the main thing is addressing that night. And he just wavers in and out of the character, like, where it's like, he's talking, you know, he'll put on that little nice voice, like, where he's trying to be compassionate. But the moment, like, he just gets out of that character, he just right back on that gangster shit. While the other two are staying in character, which means and I don't want to call it character because they maybe really feel that way, but they're staying in, yo, like this, yo, we still not over this shit. It's Pops that came on that rah-rah shit. You know what I mean? And towards the ending of the interview, he sends condolences to Quavo. He said, yo, he basically said him and Quavo, they've met up, and when Quavo wants to meet up again and we can be a family again. I'm gonna just play the last part because it's just savage. Like I'm gonna let this shit play, but the last part is just like, bro, there's no compassion with this dude. He's a gangster, bro. Like he's different. He's different, bro. They're all saying their condolences right here. Then he's telling him to get his condolences off. Pops is wilding.
Ever been that. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's really personal relationships that we have with. You know what I'm saying? Don't you change to your.
And we saying Quavo gonna have the opportunity to bear witness that this is the truth. You know what I mean? This how it went down and from A to Z. That
right there is what I'm trying to say. Like, if y'all met with Quavo, and y'all both know everything is on one accord, you stop putting the pressure on him to and it's hard for me to really fault him because like, yo, I've never worn that jacket. It was like, yo, people are looking at me like I'm responsible for something I didn't do as far as I'm murdering somebody that I didn't murder. You know what I'm saying? That's not a jacket you want to wear. Like, you don't want people having that perception of you. So, but I just feel like it's a little bit of a rush, like you're putting on Quavo. And the funny thing, not funny, but the coincidence about this whole interview dropping the same day Quavo just did his Grammy Takeoff tribute, you know, and it's just wild. But I'm gonna play this last part where he gets at the homie Offset, man. Like Jay Prince, he ain't playing.
And I look forward to seeing that day. But even more important than that, you know, like I told him the last, you know, niggas be throwing rocks real. This Offset dude, I ain't gonna leave him out. You know, I'm just real like this, you know, because, you know, niggas be throwing rocks and hiding their hand, right? They be throwing rocks and hiding their hand. And I don't like them kind of individuals, you know, and the truth of the matter is, you know, one can dance and different things in front of these different cameras and all that kind of shit. And when reality, the truth of the matter is, you know, nigga, you wasn't really right there with Takeoff when he was alive. You know what I mean? So
that part right there was low. You know what I'm saying? I think that was like, that's why I feel like he wasn't needed, because none of them were on that type of time. You know what I'm saying? That part was low because God forbid I lose somebody, you know what I mean, that I haven't been speaking to, but I love them. You know, I grew up with them. Like, I've watched them grow. They've watched me grow. Like, we're linked, you know what I'm saying, as far as like, it's impossible to think about certain memories or get in a certain car and not think of that person. It's impossible not to. This is Offset. Like, they everything they did and the songs, their biggest hits are all together. Like, it's impossible for him not to feel away. So for him to really say like, yo, y'all wasn't even talking. Like, bro, Jay Prince came on some different shit. And this is right after you sent a whole condolences to their family. Because he didn't just end it here. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to play the last part of what he said. And it's just like, bro, like, you are on some next shit, bro. Like, this, he's too gangster for this shit. Like, this wasn't it. Like, this
For you,
this wasn't no sympathy. This ain't no sympathy tour.
Positions that you taking, you know what I mean? And I got people everywhere, so I hear all kinds of things. I'm gonna just say this to you.
Goddamn.
Don't never put me in no position where, you know, I have to defend myself. You know what I mean? That wouldn't be healthy for you.
Jesus Christ.
You know, I have to say that. I hate, but it's
Bro, you don't have to say that, man. You don't have to say that, Jay Prince, bro. You didn't, like, you're basically telling his family, like, yo, you could lose another one because it's Quavo's family, it's his family. Like to say that part at the ending, like, yo, the interview end, he's like, yo, into this Offset character, and just to address him like that, don't put me. And he's saying, yo, it's defense, but I hear you on offense. You know what I'm saying? And it won't be healthy for you, bro. Like, that is some wild shit, man. That is some wild shit to say. Because I know this is not, it's an interview about the family, man, but regardless, it's centered around the whole Takeoff night. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like, yo, Big Prince Sr. he wasn't needed for the interview. Would the interview have been as entertaining? No. Would people have clicked it as much? Would it have meant as much? Probably not. But those two guys, they knew how to, they showed and maybe because they were there, you know what I'm saying? But they showed a different type of remorse, a different type of compassion, man. And Jay Prince Sr. was not on that type of time, bro. He was with all that nigga shit, bro. Like, he's the oldest there, but he's still on that gangster shit. He's still on that gangster shit, man. Like, I don't even know how to. When you watch the whole interview, y'all comment, y'all tell me what y'all think. You know what I'm saying? If you think Jay Prince is in the right and he should be able to act however he wants, do you still hold him accountable as far as, regardless, your shooter should have shot back? You know, I can't. Some people have some crazy opinions. You know what I'm saying? But I just think he wasn't needed, to be honest, for the interview, because he brought an energy that wasn't required. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't have to act like that, bro. You didn't have to threaten this dude at the end of the interview. Like, he grew up with this dude. Of course he's gonna feel away. And fuck, you gotta hear him on both sides. If he's hearing for the grapevine that Offset's trying something, fuck, man. I don't know. I just think there's a time and place. You know what I'm saying? This interview was more centered around the Takeoff situation. But what I did gather is they don't feel responsible. And if you're just thinking from a logical point, they were on defense. Their dude attacked their homie, unsanctioned. Quavo didn't ask him to. Mike Prince was walking Quavo out of the building. He was de-escalating any argument Quavo was having. Also, the dude Quavo was arguing about the basketball game had apologized to Quavo. So there was no reason for their dude to pull out a gun and pistol whip a nigga. You know what I'm saying? So you got to take in their account, but I just feel like the way the interview was conducted, as far as how they address in the public, it's not going to be a good look. You know what I'm saying? But do I think he cares? Nah. As long as you give him respect. It's your boy E. It's just the real. How y'all stay safe.